The following video is brought to you through the generous support of viewers like you. If you like this content, then please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. And for those who are in the position to donate, this channel thanks you. And so does this orange cat.
The Frosk Karen is back and in my Twitter feed. I am Mecca, and rather than being one of these really outraged people, I actually gave Frosk a fair shake, I think, on her feminism and gaming thing. I'm bookmark the channel. Please do. Because if everybody actually saw the video, they know what I had to say instead of just telling me I just said reacted to her. Right? Now, Frosk is back on Twitter.
I can see you.
It's like you agree with her sometimes, and then she says something that is like, oh, why'd you have to say that?
Without a doubt, there will be backlash.
Reminding me that there's still people in this culture thing. There's still people who are gonna get triggered. There's still people who believe that we're in the middle of a great giant culture war, despite the fact that I can look outside and see nothing. And it's nice. And it's peaceful, and there's nothing going on, and I got mountains and trees and squirrels, and nobody's yelling at me, and nobody's being mad or triggered, and I don't have to deal with some raging SJW down the street or at work or whatever, right? But then again, I might just have it way easier than everybody else, and maybe I do. Maybe I am privileged enough to not care anymore. Did I care anymore about the ringing outrage? Because let's face it, when I talked about Frosk's meltdown,
I'm not as bangable as the previous host.
I've reflected a lot back on how I've melted down and how I do and will continue to melt down because I'm an emotional, reactionary sort of person. I am getting tired of being outraged by everything that the group is outraged by.
Even in this YouTube channel.
I am tired of being outraged by everything the group is being outraged by all the time. Whether it's the groomers or the think of the children or my Afghanistan or what, I got tired of all that because that was all way too political for me. And let's face it, I like talking about video games and movies and TV shows and weird socially things. I don't want to talk about the news, because if I wanted to talk about the news, like, what some maniac did and what was it, Buffalo Wild Wings or something, I don't know. I would watch the news. I really would, and I don't want to, because I have the privilege where I can tune that shit out. Don't have to see it, don't have to deal with it.
Logical.
Frosk. I wish internet communities would recognize their spaces have been infiltrated, manipulated, and hijacked by a nefarious group via meme propaganda. Just jokes, bro. Until hatred becomes normalized, then becomes radicalized, then becomes a hate crime. Alright, first up.
And that's just obvious sexism.
All my fandoms, all my internet spaces, all my communities were hijacked by wokier-than-thou moral zealots who are out there trying to infiltrate everything by changing everything to being this causism, this activism thing. They're trying to make a statement, a political message out of everything, whether you want to hear it or not, which is just as bad as Kirk Cameron making everything a goddamn religious message, whether you want to hear it or not. I am tired of everybody demanding and expecting that I jump on an outraged bandwagon by everything, right? And I'm tired of the wokier-than-thous and the morally religiously holier-than-thous being the exact same people, because let's face it, get a room, you guys have a lot in common. A lot in common. Just admit you're in love with each other already. Gigi was a great example about how language and cause. Actually, I should say it like she does. Great was a great example about how language and cause were hijacked by bad faith actors who wanted nothing to do with gaming communities until they recognized they could Wait. What? Is she talking about Anita?
You have to point it all out.
Is she talking about Brianna? That's exactly what they did. Is this self-aware or is this parody? Is this self-aware? And if you would like to read up on how it was used by these bad faith actors and directly played into radicalization pipelines. I often, oh, she's talking about the other side. Because this is exactly what Brianna Wu did. This is exactly what Anita Sarkeesian did. They come in and they hijacked the thing, and they turned it into this zealotry. They're just as bad as it being taken over by your holy roller religious cults. And it's exactly the same thing. Oh my god.
And it's weird.
She's not self-aware to know that, is she? She's not self-aware. But then again, now she's also talking about, she's talking about the lull boys. You know, these are the guys who are like, oh, they gotta lie about how many boobs they touched. Yeah, we know. Those guys are assholes too. We got it. Those guys are assholes too. Here's the thing I always ask her, though. Here's the one that always gets me every time I do a Frosk video. Why do you want to belong to those communities? I don't want to belong to those communities so much to the point that I hurt my own channel, because my channel is nothing but filtered into that. And like, I got a lot of people from beforehand who aren't part of that. You know, you get a lot of people, like the people here now for the most part, except for the one bot in the channel. For the most part, you know, people are like, yeah, you do kind of call out both sides. You do kind of have more reasonable takes, and you do have to clickbait with the thumbnails because only the stupid people take what the thumbnails say. Right? You do have to do that.
Both things can be true.
So you do have that type of, you know, that sausage fest mentality. You do have the boys clubs. The internet's gonna always have like the boys clubs, and then you're gonna have like the spaces where it's always gonna be segregated, because we kind of self-segregate as human beings anyway, right? Especially on like the team up, group up sort of shows and those sort of things. There's not a lot of people out there who do what I do, though, as far as they hold down a show all themselves with a camera talking to the thing. Like that's gotta amount for something, right? That at least I'm self-aware enough to know that, you know what, I don't even want to be appearing. I don't want to make these appearances. I don't want to go out of my way. I'm tired of YouTube deciding that the only people that want my content, according to YouTube, are the people who are going to be the most disappointed with my content, right? That's the other thing. Because like I said, I try and call out both sides of it. I try and say when there is like a re-outrage thing, like everybody got triggered by the Frosk thing, I did try and at least use that as a way to say, oh, I've done this, I've done that, I probably shouldn't have done it. I've generalized quite a bit. But then again, I mean, she does have a lot of points on a lot of this stuff. That yes, there are absolutely there are a lot of boys clubs on the internet. Why do you want to be part of them? Do they get paid better? They get better views. Yeah, they get paid better, they get better views. But then again,
and that's just obvious sexism.
What is wrong with being Frosk? What is wrong with being your community? What is wrong with being just specifically that? Because the came in, and I probably can't even say that. You're gonna have to bleep when I say gamer. Yeah, when I say that. The GG people came in. Those people came in and they did literally this. They infiltrated a fandom that was perfectly fine. And then the same type of people moved on to Star Trek and Star Wars and knitting and every other. I know everybody uses the knitting example. And every single sort of activity or circle. I'm sure the coloring book community has it. The comics people specifically have it. You know, pretty much any fandom, and geek fandom especially. Any niche fandom. And music's been pretty much saved from that for the most part. Music, because you're gonna have your activist bands anyway, and you're gonna have all that crap, but for the most part, music's been saved from that. However, you're still gonna have your mainstream stuff.
Logical.
I don't think that this is true, though. I think that this is a big leap that has little to no merit behind it, and is just one of those. It's exactly like when this side of people go around getting all triggered. They're like, oh, they're doing this horrible thing, and they're eating babies or something. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's exactly the same type of thing where you have this most outrageous, egregious example of wrongdoing that you can just assume and pretend that everybody's actually absolutely doing, right? that's not even the case. That's not even the case with most of it. It is just one of these little emotional responses just to trigger people into clicking and being outraged. So she's really not even aware. So then she goes on to blame this crap here. I love the yeah, you alone are more radicalized than the entire Gigi combined. Right? And if you would like to read up on how Gigi was used by these bad faith actors and directly played into it. Oh, right, from 4chan to the White House, or if you'd rather, Q into the star. See, this just sounds like propaganda bullshit, because as somebody who remembers the stuff going on, it was a bunch of whammon who got upset that video game characters were prettier than they were.
Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
Gee, insecurity much. And they went on their little temper tantrums and decided to ruin it for everybody because they didn't like it. Because they decided that they got to speak for all women. No, they don't. No, you don't get to speak for all women. You don't get to speak on behalf of everybody. Same thing with geek culture. It's not a hive mind conglomerate, and I wish people would stop treating it as such. So yes, Frost Karen is back, and she's so unself-aware. I thought I responded to this. I thought I did. Let me see if I responded to this. Activists infiltrated all of my hobbies by not allowing people a space free from zealots, though. And whether you be a wokier than thou or a holier than thou, you're kind of the same type of person. And I will try and be better myself, right?
Oh, hell no!
No, I won't. That's my take on that. That's gonna honk off everybody because let's face it, that's my thing now. Honking off everybody. That's another one. Oh, I gotta do that video. This. Honking off everybody. Why not? Breakdown lane. We're gonna do a breakdown lane. Stay tuned for that. Don't you go anywhere. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
I am the Brad Pitt of lesbians. Hate to say it, but I have to have an ego somewhere.